Good evening. Thank you, DA Larry Krasner, and elected officials Andre Carroll, Kendra Brooks, Rick Krajewski, and everybody else that is here. Thank you for showing up. Larry did steal my thunder just a little bit. I was going to tell you about how I got inspired to run for judge, and Larry told the story for me. Larry's a few years older than me, and I had the utmost respect for Larry, an amazing criminal defense attorney, a public defender, and a civil rights lawyer. And he encouraged me, a young lawyer, came into court, sat down next to me, and for the first time in my life, someone said to me, "I think you should run for judge." I'd never heard anybody. I had to look around the room and say, "Is Larry talking about me? There's somebody else in this room?" And to just have someone of his caliber and his values think that I would make a good judge is really why I'm standing here today. Larry's not done. Larry has not done his work. As you may know, he is part of the DA's office is the Conviction Integrity Unit. And as part of that unit, they have exonerated people in this city that were wrongly convicted, that were actually innocent, with discovery that was hidden, with police that were lying, and I think that's going to be your legacy, Larry. I really do. Among other legacies, I really do think. And he's got 1,000 other cases that are awaiting their review. He cannot lose this election. We need to make sure that we have a DA in Philadelphia who's going to fight for the people, who's going to show up, and is going to do the right thing. So that is initially how I got motivated. But sitting in court and picking juries, jurors would come into court, and many of them would say, I can't sit in judgment of other people. And I would hear it over and over again. They would not be able to sit on a jury because of that reason. And it was an honest held belief. And I really thought about that. And I thought to myself, there's that saying of don't judge somebody unless you've walked in their shoes. Well, I said to myself, how can I judge other people? How could I sit on a bench and judge other people that I've never walked in their shoes? And, that really motivated me, to do things like represent the homeless encampment, to go out there and meet the people, talk to the people that were out there, and hear what they had to say. And it's what motivated me to go to Kensington Avenue with some of the people that are in this room, and during COVID, serve meals and just be another human being to people who were really at their absolute lowest. I'm a person who loves to knock doors, whether it's for registering people to vote or getting out to vote for candidates, many of the candidates in this room, regardless of political party. And getting to talk to people at their door where they are and listen to them and hear them and get an idea of what it might be like to walk in their shoes before I felt comfortable running for judge. This is not something that I take lightly. This is something that I take incredibly seriously, and I was not going to do it until I felt comfortable enough that I put the work in the street, not writing checks to party bosses, but to actually earn this job and not to buy it. Because I am a firm believer that you will not appreciate anything that is handed to you. You appreciate things that you earn. All right, fast forward. Now I've been practicing law for about 30 years. I'm in my 31st year, both Pennsylvania, New Jersey, state and federal court. And I've witnessed a lot of things. Experience does matter. Please understand that. And along the way, I've seen good judges and I've seen bad judges. All right? Judges, lawyers are just like anybody else. There's nothing special about us. There's good ones and there's bad ones. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the bad ones that I've seen. One day, and I'm not going to name the court because this happens all over. It's not just Philadelphia. It's not just Pennsylvania. It's all over the country. So it doesn't matter, where would that happen? That said, I was at what they call the call of the list. So the call of the list is all the lawyers and parties show up, judge calls the list, Commonwealth versus so-and-so, Commonwealth versus so-and-so. And people stand up and they let the judge know it's going to be a guilty plea, it's going to be negotiated, it's going to be a trial, it's going to be a bench trial, it's going to be a jury trial. So one day, when I was a very young lawyer, I was in a courtroom full of other lawyers, defendants, victims, family members, witnesses, and other people. On this particular occasion, the judge called out a defendant's name, Commonwealth versus so-and-so. And the person stood up in front of everybody. There was probably about 100 people in the room. And the judge said to the individual, is this going to be a trial or is this going to be a plea of guilty? And the person answered in broken English, "I'm sorry, I don't speak English." And the judge mockingly responded, "Then what language are we speaking now?" Everyone, except me, everyone in the courtroom, lawyers, parties, broke out in laughter about this individual who did not speak English, who was trying his best to let the judge know what was going on, and to just look around the room and see other people laughing at this judge, humiliating this person in front of everything, left a mark on me. And that's one of a dozen different stories I can tell you about seeing judges treating people in the courtroom with contempt and disrespect, the things they should not be doing. So you can learn a lot from bad judges. Second bad judge, and again, I can tell you example after example. How many times in criminal defense have we seen the judge put their thumb on the scale in favor of the state during the jury trial? While a witness gets up and talks, the prosecutor asks questions, the prosecutor says no more questions, the judge then jumps in and says, "But I have some questions." And then basically starts doing the job of the prosecutor in front of the jury, in front of everybody, until that judge has been satisfied that they're going to help the prosecutor get a conviction. These are things that I have seen that every lawyer who's practiced law day in and day out have seen. These are people that do the opposite of treating people with respect, dignity, fairness, and impartiality. But there's some good news. There are some good judges out there. They're not all bad. And literally, you can walk into any courthouse and lawyers talk to each other. Who's good? Who's bad? This judge is bad, this judge is good, okay? Let's talk about some of those good ones. Now, this has probably happened to me not as many times as I would like, maybe only 5 times in 30 years, especially in federal court. Federal court's like you, the judge, the prosecutor, the agent, and that's it. Nobody else is in the courtroom. Very different from state court. And once or twice, you'll see an individual sitting in the courtroom by themselves, which is allowed. It's open to the public. But the judge may think, well, this person might be in the wrong room. Let me make sure. Let's say, sir or madam, can I help you? Do you have a case here today? True story. Person stood up and said, "Your Honor, you may not remember me, but I appeared before you 10 years ago. And at that time, I was suffering from opiate use disorder, and I really had hit rock bottom and had gotten arrested." The person reminded the judge about how that judge had taken a chance on him, how the judge made sure that he got his high school diploma, that he got addiction treatment, and that he got vocational training. And the person told the judge that he was now married, he had children, he owned a home, he had his own business, and he was a productive member of society. And seeing this in the courtroom occasionally, not as often as you should, gave me that kind of motivation to treat people with dignity and to make sure that they get the help that they need. Judges can make a positive difference in people's lives if they just try. One more story about an amazing judge who Larry knows intimately. I'm going to take you back. I'm going to take you back in time. 2008, I hope so. 2008, I already gave away the secret. A local judge here in Philadelphia was being criticized in the news by public officials because this judge questioned the veracity, aka truthfulness, of testimony of some police officers in their courtroom. Whoa, that's a big no-no. This same judge was accused by a former Philadelphia district attorney, who will go unnamed, but we all know who I'm talking about, of being anti-police and disrespectful to prosecutors in the courtroom. As history would have it, as it often does, this judge was later proven right when those same police officers were later federally indicted on corruption charges. And that judge, of course, is retired Judge, Court of Common Pleas Judge Lisa Rao. Thank you to your wife for her courage, for her strength. People often ask the question, well, who polices the police? I have the answer. Judges police the police if they have the guts to do it. And I tell you that if I am fortunate enough to be elected to this office, I will treat people with dignity, with fairness, and look to help people and not just lock people up. Lisa, Judge Lisa, and other judges, I will try to emulate. I have mentors. I have people who I will follow, and hopefully I will have people that can in turn follow me, because that is how this works. We all help each other. We all learn from each other, and we all build community together. So I promise I'm going to forge my own path to becoming one of those good judges that I have seen over the years. I promise to you I will be fair, impartial, just, respectful, and unafraid to do the right thing and take chances on people. Like Judge Lisa, I will speak truth to power, even in the face of public criticism. All right. I will always believe that the power of the people is greater than the people in power. All right. And with your support, encouragement, organized people power, we will win this election. I thank you all for coming here tonight and supporting me. Nate is in the back. And again, let's win this together. Thank you so much.